Willow Creek was the kind of town where nothing ever really happened. One main road, two churches, one bakery, and everyone knew Clara Hale. Clara was the warm smile behind the counter at Hale's Oven, a tiny corner bakery that smelled of cinnamon, sugar, and fresh bread every morning by 5 a.m. She was 29, soft-spoken, deeply kind, and raising her 4-year-old son, Noah, on her own. People saw her as the picture of quiet resilience, a young mother working hard, doing everything right, surviving after her husband's death in a construction accident 2 years earlier. Her world revolved around two places, the bakery, her son. So when Clara didn't show up for work on a cold Tuesday morning in November, people noticed immediately. By noon, the town was searching. By nightfall, the police were involved. And by the next morning, Willow Creek was in panic. Clara's car was found parked behind the bakery. Keys inside, purse on the passenger seat, phone gone. The back door of the bakery was unlocked. No signs of forced entry, no blood, no struggle. Her son, Noah, had been safely dropped off at daycare that morning by Clara's neighbor, just like every Tuesday. Clara never came to pick him up. The initial theory was simple: kidnapping. A small-town woman, single mother, routine life, predictable schedule. The media framed it as a random act of violence, a predator passing through, an opportunistic crime, a stranger abduction. Flyers went up. Candlelight vigils were held. The entire town searched the woods, the riverbanks, abandoned buildings. Parents stopped letting their kids walk alone. Women locked their doors. Men stayed up at night with shotguns on porches. Fear took over Willow Creek, but the investigation hit a wall. No witnesses, no suspicious vehicles, no CCTV footage, no ransom demands, no digital trail. Then a detective noticed something strange. Clara's phone records. There was one number she had been calling almost every night. Long calls, often after midnight. The number didn't belong to a coworker, didn't belong to family, didn't belong to a friend. It belonged to Pastor Elijah Brooks, the town's beloved pastor, married, father of 3, spiritual leader of Willow Creek Community Church, a man known for preaching about faith, purity, and moral discipline. At first, investigators assumed it was grief counseling, until they pulled the text messages. What they found shattered the town's image of Clara. The messages weren't spiritual. They were intimate, emotional, romantic, explicit. Clara and Pastor Brooks had been in a secret affair for nearly a year. Not just physical, emotional. She wrote about feeling loved for the first time since her husband died. About wanting a real family again. About being tired of hiding. He wrote about guilt, fear, losing his church, losing his children, losing everything. One message from Clara stood out. I can't live like this anymore. I'm done being your secret. I deserve more than shadows. Another from him hours later. You're going to destroy everything. Phone location data showed Clara had met someone behind the bakery at 4:12 a.m. Before opening time, before sunrise, before anyone was around. Security cameras from a nearby hardware store showed a familiar car entering the alley. Pastor Brooks' car. He told police he was home all night. The lie broke everything open. Under pressure, he admitted to meeting Clara, but claimed she was alive when he left. Then they found blood in the trunk. Not enough for a murder scene, but enough for panic. After 36 hours of interrogation, the story finally came out. Clara had told him she was pregnant. She wanted him to leave his wife. She wanted to stop hiding. She wanted a real life. That morning behind the bakery, she gave him an ultimatum. Leave the church. Leave your family. Choose me and my son, or I tell everyone. He panicked. They argued. Voices rose. She cried. He begged. And in a moment of fear, rage, and desperation, he pushed her. She hit her head on the concrete loading ramp. Hard. She didn't move. He tried to wake her, shook her, panicked, prayed. Then he did the unthinkable. He hid her. Clara's body was found 3 days later in a shallow grave in the woods behind an old church storage property, land owned by the church. The man who preached salvation, the man who baptized children, the man who spoke about sin and forgiveness, had killed a woman who trusted him, not for hate, not for money, not for violence, but for fear, for reputation, for image, for control. A crime of passion fueled by panic and selfishness. Pastor Brooks was convicted of second-degree murder. The church closed, his family left town, and Willow Creek never felt safe again. Noah was adopted by Clara's sister and moved away. The bakery closed its doors permanently, and the town learned a brutal truth. Sometimes the most dangerous people aren't strangers in the dark. Sometimes they're the ones standing in the pulpit, smiling, preaching, and hiding monsters behind holy words.